Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shah, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shah. All praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem Rekakadash. Yahweh being the name of the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Shah being the name of His only begotten Son, who they ignorantly call Jesus Christ. Now, looking at the time period that we're living in, we understand that there's signs that indicate that we're at the end. And these signs are meant to let us know what time we're living in. Just like if somebody's giving you directions and they're telling you to go up the street, say a mile down the street. Now, before you get to your destination, you're going to see a McDonald's, a Burger King, and a Wendy's. And once you pass the McDonald's, the Burger King, and the Wendy's, you're going to take a right and you're going to take a left. And that's going to be your destination. So when you see these signs, you see the McDonald's sign, you see the Burger King sign, you see the Wendy's sign, you know what you're dealing with. Okay? And say, so you see the Wendy's sign after seeing the McDonald's and the Burger King, you see the Wendy's sign, you know, okay, I'm right there. I'm right at my destination. Now I'm getting ready to take this right and this left. And see, that's how the signs that Yahweh Shah was given and the signs that the Most High was telling us about, that's how we understand that we're living in the last days. Okay? And when you're talking about Revelations, especially the 13th chapter, the 16th and the 17th verse, this was a sign that was given to let us know that will be the end and the beginning of the beast. Well, not the beginning of the beast, but that will be the end of the beast, because he would try to do something that the Lord would not allow him to accomplish without being destroyed. So I'm gonna go into these precepts real quick. Salakia. I'm gonna get Second Ezra's 8, I think. No, Second Ezra's Salakia 9. It says, "Here answered me then and said, Measure you the time diligently in itself, and when you see part of the signs pass, which I have told you before, then shall you understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people of the world, then shall you well understand." See, so when these signs come, when these signs pass, see, the signs is gonna come and they're gonna pass, and you're gonna understand, okay, this is the time that he's talking about. Now, when you go into Matthew 24, Yahweh Shah in verse 3, this is what he says. He said, "And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, Tell us, When shall these things be? And what shall be the sign of your coming and of the end of the world? So he said, they said, what's going to be the sign? What's going to be the indication? What's going to be the pretty much the signal, or the trying to get another word for it. What's going to be the alert to when you finna show up? And he said pretty much the same thing Second Ezra said. He says, he talks about the false prophets, those claiming to be Israelites, those with the Christian church, those who want to pretty much deceive the Israelites. Even the Israelites, that want to follow Christianity and push it on their people. It says, verse 6, rumors of wars. You're going to hear wars non-stop because World War III going to be the climax. It says in verse 7, it says, nation shall rise against nation and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilence and earthquakes in diverse places. So famine is going to be on the rise. Pestilence is going to be on the rise worldwide. Earthquakes is going to be on the rise. See, he say all these are the beginnings of sorrow. This is the sign that lets you know that it's getting closer to that day. Okay. And so then you get Revelation. Revelation 13. Starting at verse 16. It says, and he calls all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their forehead. Okay, so now you have to receive something. And that receive, and you go into that word receive, that Greek word can go to many different things. Now, Salakia. Okay, let's go into this blue letter. Now, when you look at the different translations, it's gonna tell you a lot. Now, that's the King James. Look at the NIV. It say it also forced all people to receive the mark. They use the word forced. Say he makes everyone. Okay. So they some couple of them use, one use forced and one use he makes all of them. Okay, so now I want to go into that Greek word for receive.
Strong's G 1325. Didomi.
See, the didomi was to give, put. See, to do, what do you say? Well, let's read this first and then I'll get back into that. To give something to someone, or one's of one's own accord to give one something to his advantage, to grant, to give to one asking, let have, to supply, furnish necessary things, to give over, deliver, to reach out, extend present of a writing, give over to one's care and trust, something to be administered. Look at that one. Something to be administered. Something to be administered. But look at all of this that they done put on that one word. This one Greek word goes into all of this. Look at this. It says to give one to someone to follow him as a leader and master. To follow him as a leader and master. So that's pretty much letting it be known what this thing is all about. Okay. Now let's see that once again. Give, grant, put, show, deliver, make. Okay. I kind of want to go back. I don't want to hit the wrong button. Okay, there it is. So it says to receive, to put a mark in their right hand. See? To follow their master and put a mark in their right hand. See, this is what is been going on. All right, let me go back to my Bible. And this matches this other verse that I've been bringing up for the longest. When you go into the pair of balances, and it's talking about the Edomites, because you got the red horse is describing these Edomites. Now the black horse, which black represents wickedness, this wicked horse that's gonna try to enslave everybody. The pair of balances is he has the power to enslave people. Now the pale horse is where he's gonna have the power to kill people. And we know this is the so-called white man. He has this power to do these things. He has the military, the police, the systems, all of these things under his control. Now, when you go into that word pair of balances, it means put a yoke. So he had a yoke in his hand. Look at what it says now. And he that sat on him had a yoke in his hand. So he had a yoke in his hand. Because the Edomites, they don't care about this mark of the beast. See, they don't care about it. They're willing to throw it in their hand and follow along with the situation. It's cool to them. because this is what their peoples is doing anyway. They gonna follow their own peoples. You see, but look at the situation now. This, and a lot of people don't know this. Pair balances is talking about that mark, that thing that they want to put in your hand, because they don't put it in their own hand, and they gonna want the other people to put it in their hand. See, it's just like with the dollar. See, when they let us off the plantation, then the dollar came into effect, because the plantation was our whole survival. We wasn't out there getting jobs for these individuals, because it was people that owned us. So we had to survive through our slave master. But once 1865 happened, then they kicked us off the plantation, and he said, now you need this dollar. And first it was coins. You see, he would have a store somewhere around there, around the sharecropping area, because now it was, we gonna let you work the land, uh, and we gonna give you a line of credit, which we gonna rob you with the interest and everything. So you're gonna be working for us at the end of the day, but we ain't gonna help you with none of this where you living at and all your clothes and all that. We ain't helping you with nothing. Your food and we ain't helping you with none of that. So we're gonna have a store on the corner or in your close area, and you gonna go to this store and use these coins. And so that store got bigger and bigger, and they transformed from the coins to the dollar. And you go into Walmart's, a big store, and you buy products for whatever you need. But you still got to work on that plantation with this slave master getting all the benefits and robbing you blind. You working for minimum wage, you see, and you got to go to this store with this dollar. And if you don't have this dollar, you're not gonna be able to buy or sell out of our store. Now let me get into that. Revelation 13 and 17. It says, and that no man might buy or sell save he had the mark. Meaning, unless he had this mark. See, unless you walk into that Walmart with that dollar, you're not gonna be able to buy nothing out that store. See, if you don't have a dollar, you can't walk in Walmart with you can't walk into Walmart with a stick, or you can't walk into Walmart with a piece of gold and say, okay, I want to buy this. You can't walk into Walmart with a piece of silver. You see, they're not gonna accept those things. Now they'll accept pennies and quarters, cause they have the cashier thing still going, where the lady takes your money with her hand. But you just can't go into Walmart with anything. You got to have his currency to buy or sell something from him. And the main thing is to buy, because like I always say, a Negro don't got no stores. A Negro is not selling too much of nothing. And mainly the Israelites, they not selling nothing that's of any significant situation, because you got the curses that's on our people. So they not doing too much selling. They selling now. Like they selling uh haircuts and a plate of food. that they had to go get from somebody else. See, they heavily depended on somebody else to do the selling. So they really just working a job, man. But the buying is a big thing. See, you got to buy to pretty much survive. So the buying is the main thing that you got to do. And it's saying if you don't have this mark, you can't buy nothing. If you don't have this mark, you're not going into no kind of store and buy anything. See, and so this is a major situation. You can't come into our auto parts store and buy anything. You can't come into our gas station. You can't come in our grocery stores, our clothing stores. You can't come into none of our stores and buy anything unless you have this mark that we are finna put in your hand. Because that word receive is just to deceive the elect. That's why I said if it was possible, he can deceive the very elect. But those who are prudent, they're gonna go and see what the world these dragons have done to the scriptures that the Lord left us to give us clarity and comfort. Now when you go into Revelation 14, give you the punishment. It says, and the third angel followed them and said, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image, and receive his mark. Look at that. And put his mark. So when you see these people with these home what do you call it? Home dang. Oh my goodness. It's something a home that word gets out of my mind so fast. It says home kit. So it got a home kit that you can put this mark in your hand. So he said, if you do it, if any man worship the beast in his image and put his mark in his forehead or in his hand. So if you be foolish enough to make yourself a whole slave, because that yoke, that pair of balances in Revelation 6 is definitely talking about these these Edomites putting people back in slavery. And see that yoke or that mark is how they gonna do it. But this is what the Lord say: the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of God, which is poured out without measure into the cup of his indignation, and he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. So if you be foolish enough to allow these dragons to put something in your hand or send you a home kit or a kit to your house and you put it in your own hand, you will be destroyed by the Most High. And this is the sign that we know. This is the sign that's going to show that we're living in the last days, because this is not gonna be let me get, what is it, Matthew 24:21. It says, for then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, no, nor ever shall be. And except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved. But for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened. So the elect's sake, that means he gonna stop the time, because they gonna try to force this device or this yoke, and they gonna try to force the elect to do this, because they won't be able to buy anything. Mind you, the curses let it be known that the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans is in servitude to their enemies for food, clothing, and want of all things. You see, so they got to serve their enemies for their food, for survival. This is why most of the Israelites is gonna fall victim. Look at 24. It said, for there shall arise false prophets and false Christs and false prophets, and shall show great signs and wonders, insomuch that if it was possible, they shall deceive the very elect. You see, they're gonna be trying to justify putting this thing in your hand. See, putting this C hip, this MO to the T to the B, putting this thing in your hand, this grain of rice. They gonna be trying to justify doing this because they gonna want to eat, and they don't have faith in the Most High and faith in the words of the prophets. So they gonna want to justify uh making themselves a slave to the so-called white man on a higher and a greater level that they already is. You see, because now it's hard to even explain slavery to these blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. It's hard to explain slavery to them because it's very confusing, and a lot of them have been deceived, and they think they're not under slavery to the white man. But this device will make it very clear and undeniable that they're a slave. And so they're gonna deceive most of the Israelites. Only the elect will say, let's see what they're gonna say. 2 Ezra 16. Look at verse 69. It say, and they that consent unto them shall be had in derision and in reproach and a trodden down and a trodden under the foot. So you're gonna have those who consent, and you're gonna have those who do not consent. See, and those who do not consent is gonna be attacked. Look at verse 70. For there shall be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord. See, the main thing is the fear of the Lord. Who fear the Lord? See, if you fear the Lord, you is not gonna go along with the white man and his device. If you fear the Lord, you not gonna care if the white man gonna chop your head off. If you fear the Lord, you not gonna care if the white man finna torture you. See, because you understand the Lord got way much more power than the so-called white man. And you know that the so-called white man is being controlled by the Lord. See, the white man don't exist at the end of the day. But those that fear the Lord understand all these things. With that proverb, he said that those that fear the Lord understand all things. See, we understand that the Lord controls everything. So you ain't worried about what the so-called white man doing. You gonna reject all of his mess. Cause this is the test that's gonna show is do you really believe what the Lord have told you? Or do you think this just is a game or something? Now when that great insurrection happened, it says verse 71, they shall be like madmen sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord. See, the faith, all of the evidence that's in the scriptures, all of the evidence that you see with your own two eyes, that the so-called white man is your enemy, that the so-called white man is Esau Edom, the red dragon that controls the world. All of this evidence that you have, see, is letting you know what's going on. Verse 72 say, for they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses. Then they shall be known. See, when you are under attack, because you don't put faith in the word, it's going to be clearly known. See, it's going to be clearly known. Why is these people not going along with what the beast is telling us? See, why is these people doing this? Why are they so serious where they're willing to lose everything to follow this ancient book? This is what is gonna pretty much amaze people. And so this situation is very interesting and powerful, because these are the last days. Because when they attack the Israelites, or the chosen, the elect, that's when all hell is gonna break loose. And the Lord said he gotta stop the time. Because if he don't stop the time, these mad men that's doing all of this to them, see, they gonna be ready to destroy them. And so he got to stop the time and pretty much deliver the Israelites. Let's get that. See, this show you how fast the situation gonna be happening. Now it says, talk about the 3 days and a half, the 350 years that the Israelites is gonna serve pretty much slavery, and then start to wake up. And then verse 12, it says, it jumps right into the delivery part. So the awakening is not going to be a long process. It says, and they heard a great voice from heaven saying unto them, Come up hither. And they ascended up to heaven in a cloud, and their enemies beheld them. So it jumped right into the delivery. So they was gonna serve their time in slavery, and then they was gonna be delivered. Now this mark is gonna happen in between that time. See, because that mark is gonna be presented, they're gonna try to put it in. They're gonna start putting it into people's hand, and then all hell is gonna break loose. You see, that great tribulation is gonna break loose. See, according to what 2 Ezra 6, when the famine hit, that might be something that caused a famine. Because once these people reject it, that's a large percentage of workers. Now it says their enemies beheld them. So the enemies is gonna be them madmen, spam, and they gonna be trying to take away the goods and the livelihood of these chosen, and they also gonna be trying to kill them. And the Lord gonna have to stop the time by bringing a chariot down and delivering these elect ones from their enemies. And look at verse 13. And the same hour was there a great earthquake. See, that same time when he's delivering these Israelites, he gonna have nuclear bombs coming to America to save the elect ones that's in America. You see, so the timing of this mark is very, very important. And when we see that these people are putting it into their hands and going in the stores and waving it over the freaking credit card device and the credit and just with waving their hand, it pay for the operation, pay for the item. He didn't have to slide his card. He didn't have to do nothing but wave his hand. And the device wasn't even created for that. It wasn't the device that he waved his hand over was created for you to slide a card through. And he waved his hand over the thing, and the thing it paid for the item. You see, so it's already in the game, and it's just waiting on the point that they get to the point where they want to set up the infrastructure all over the country. And it don't take a long time to do. It's just a simple situation. But it's letting you know the Lord's anger is increasing, and he's ready to bring vengeance on the wicked. But I'm going to leave it there. All praises to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shah, by Hashem Rekakadash. Double honors to the elders, pushing the truth. Peace of the elect worldwide, the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, descendants of slaves, scattered around the globe on slave ships and through many captivities. Our kingdom is at hand. Shalom.